So, good evening, everyone. My name is Moin. Welcome to our midweek review session. Okay, and let's get started. So, like you guys know, this is a completely free format session. I love it when there are very few people because, like, everyone can get on with their questions and I can put more attention to it. So, it's like if it's only three of us tonight here, feel free to shoot all your questions, whatever comes to your mind for me. Okay, and it's a completely free format. We are all here to just discuss and learn more. And most of you guys know me pretty well. Okay. So who wants to go first?
I got a question.
Only one? Then you are not
Well,
allowed.
no,
Richard, you have to
I'm
ask at
lying.
least two.
I've got seven to be honest.
All right, let's go with it. Tell me, brother.
All right. So I'm looking at the EMAs.
Mm-hmm.
We'll look at SPY, for example, and it doesn't really, it looks like the good time to get in, your calls were good on the time to get in, and then
Mm-hmm.
it dropped. So I was just kind of playing within the support resistance levels today,
Mm-hmm.
just a little bit, and then
Mm-hmm.
got out. I took a lotto put, and boy, did that thing pay off. I took two. They were so cheap
Mm-hmm.
that I took two lotto, and they paid off today.
Okay.
I didn't even get into anything else, but I was just kind of watching and kind of making notes
Mm-hmm.
for myself when to get in and out.
Mm-hmm.
So when it crosses like the 20 EMA or the 9 EMA, whichever EMA you're kind of you're looking at,
Mm-hmm.
are you looking for the candle to go fully above it or just below it? Because if you look at, well, that's after hours. So let me see here.
This is the chart
All
for
right, if
today
you
on a
take
5 minute.
5 minute, yeah, I'll
Yeah.
look at the 5 minute.
Mm-hmm.
That's 4 o'clock, so that's still out. Hold on, let me see. Okay, right here, the 205 candle.
You're on Eastern time like me,
The
correct?
Yeah, three
Yeah.
o'clock. I'm sorry.
This one.
So 3 o'clock to
305.
3:05.
So this
You
one.
see the candle? So there was a crossover there also, right?
Correct.
So there was a crossover with the two candles,
Mm-hmm.
the wick on the top green, and then that light candle. That wasn't a very strong candle, I guess.
It's a doji,
Well, it was because
but it's
okay.
good because
And
it
then-
closed over, right?
Okay, so that was kind of everything looked like it was lined up though. The crossover,
Mm-hmm.
the volume didn't look that high. However, everything else was there. The big green, the doji, then the green following the doji, then the hammer.
Correct. For me, I would have
Okay.
taken the trade probably right around here. Okay. But
Hold
still,
on. Let me go back to your screen. Let me go back. Hold
yeah,
on. What time? I was looking at my screen. What time were you on when you said you would have taken it?
same. I'm on Eastern time like you. Okay. For
No,
me,
no. What time would you have taken it?
I would have actually taken the trade right here.
Order
Hold
filled.
on. Let me
Okay.
see.
This is where I would have taken the trade if I was trading it that time myself.
What time is that?
This is 2:30.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm at work, so I'm on my cell
Order
phone. Let me
filled.
see.
Yeah.
30.
This is where I
I'm
would have
gonna
taken
just
the trade, Richard, honestly. Like for me, because like it's coming out of a downtrend. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Candle broke over both EMAs. I don't wait for a full body close or anything like that, but I want my confirmation. So
Okay.
this guy closed above. I would have taken it here. I would have got out of the trade. This would have really scared me, but I would have held on because there is no follow through candle here, right? And it's not breaking the level
Uh,
below. You see?
mhm.
Okay, it's not breaking the levels here. So I would have stayed on to the trade, made a bit of money here. And I would have got out actually here on futures if I was trading it. Because with futures, these micro moves can pay you pretty well, right? 583, 40 to that's almost like a 10-point move in ES, bro. That's like 500
Yeah,
bucks. Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
But how I played today, in the morning, I simply traded very bad. I was trying to trade NQ today. I mean, like QQQ futures today in the morning. It was a
Oh,
nightmare. Huge candles just hitting my stop losses, taking me out. That was happening. So after a while, I mean, like, you wouldn't believe. I think like twice I went down by 500. Okay, one time I went down
mm,
by 800. I fought my way back. Every time I come to break even, I get down again. Okay, then I got so frustrated. Like I Did one trade on NQ to break even. Then I switched to
Mhm.
ES. Okay.
Uh,
And after that, I figured out, hey, I'm just making it tougher for myself because the lines are so clear on SPY today. Like this, literally, when this support, these are the two levels I gave in the morning, right? Once this level broke through, what you guys need to remember, okay, and madams as well, that this can work on both sides. If it does not break here, this is a resistance. This is supposedly a support, but if this support breaks down, then this becomes your resistance, right? My lines are interchangeable. It's not you're stuck only on one side. You get my point, what I'm trying to say.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. So the moment basically you broke through this line cleanly, this is a very strong candle, like just cleanly broke through. Now you have to treat this line as your resistance now. Okay, so every time it came near here, it fell down. Where I really made money finally, okay, I closed the day about a bit less than 700 in positive, okay, because I didn't want to overtrade in that account. Was I just took a failed retest of this one, came up here, failed it, I took it, just held on the contract, wrote it down to here. Okay, that was the real money making trade for me.
Yeah.
And this is so
Yeah,
clean.
look
I
at
was
that.
looking later, in hindsight, everything looks very good, right?
Yeah.
Okay, like this was a very, very clean trade to take. Went to test the line, failed, just hit the sell market, right? Or buy market for a put. Okay, you're done. All right, a second one. Again failed, just take it. You're done. Okay, like we just make it complicated for ourselves. That's what I will say by
Yeah.
thinking too much. Okay,
Yeah. I
yeah,
think you're right. I
yeah.
think when you have a clean, you're all you're using is what support and resistance and volume.
Yeah, exactly. And right here,
Mhm.
basically, the further confirmation is say that the moment this retest failed, you broke down below both of your EMAs. See here? Again, when
Yeah.
you failed, you broke down over both of your EMAs. You don't need any more confirmation. You're done. Okay.
So even disregarding the support resistance, when it broke that EMA, that was your signal to get in, regardless of the support resistance level. It broke the EMA, so the whole pattern's changing.
Uh, I would slightly vary to that. Not slightly, I would
Okay.
heavily vary with that. Okay. For me,
Okay.
basically, when this level and combined with the EMAs that broke down, that will trigger it in my brain. Hey, the trade is to the other side now. I need a combination of both.
Right. Okay.
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 Yeah, I will not just go with this one.
Order
If
filled.
it's a very strong candle and that, yeah. But otherwise, I love to see like what happens near support or resistance.
Order filled.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I like to trade with confirmation. I will rather miss out on the trade, sit back. Okay. But
Yeah.
like if I take it, I want to take it with that confirmation. Okay. So
Got
the
it.
moment you see basically your levels are there, and remember your levels are aligned in sand, right? It's not like it has to come here and die. Okay. This is not, I mean, like a holy book. Okay. This line is not from a holy book that it has to be followed. It is rather a line in sand. Come somewhere close, a little bit up, a little bit below. You're good to go. Make sense?
It does.
Yeah.
So, like when it broke the resistance, it just came right back down. It wasn't a full close over resistance.
It didn't even weak above the resistance. You see, it's so weak that I mean, this is so weak that it was not even able to weak above your resistance levels.
Right. Okay. So that was your down. And then it broke
Yeah,
that white line, it broke
this
support.
is
And then
from
that was,
daily. Yeah, this broke a daily
oh,
support level and flushed down even more.
oh,
Then finally found
so,
support on the next level. Because honestly, if this level on SPY, if this gives out, we are in deep trouble. Okay, whoever is holding it for longer term is in very deep trouble because you see, this level held twice now. Once when we had that massive fall, again today. If this somehow gives away, you see the entire area here. This is
All downhill.
literally like a 10-point drop. You don't have anything in between to hold you.
Mhm.
Okay, you will be just
Yeah.
going down to fill that gap. So this was like the level that desperately, I think, whoever was pushing it on the long side, they were desperately to make sure that this level does not give away.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah. But if we are coming back to test this level a third time or maybe a fourth time, you can be pretty sure this thing is done.
A downtrend going down.
Yeah, okay. Because you can only keep
A
on,
quick question, more about that.
yeah, go ahead.
So,
Tell me, Hal.
on the same chart here,
Mm-hmm.
so when the stock test the support or resistance, are we looking for it could break as any time after the third touch?
It's not a given, Hal, that it will break exactly on the third touch or on the fourth touch, but rather think of it the example that I used with you before, putting in a nail, okay, on a wall. So the first time you hammer it, the nail goes a little bit, right? Your wall is a little bit weak.
Okay.
Second time you hammer it, you put the nail a little bit more, right? The third time you do it, your nail almost goes in. This wall almost gives away. If it does not, the
Okay.
fourth blow or the fifth blow will definitely put the nail all the way in. Your wall is broken. Makes sense, brother?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the more times you hit the same level, what are you doing? The buyers are putting up a wall, but the sellers are slowly chipping that away, right? If the buyers cannot push
Yes,
back
sir.
from here tomorrow, okay, if the buyers cannot take it back and if it starts falling again you test, they also have like not infinite buying power, right? Even the market maker's capital to an extent is limited. Okay, so just one second. Sherry, would you mind muting your mic? You have a background noise.
What level is that?
Which one, Hal? This one? This is this
The one
five
where
eight.
that wick is at?
I didn't get you. This is a daily chart.
Yeah. Okay. So what wick is that? I mean, what level is that?
This is at here, 580.91. This one,
581.91.
580.91. Okay, you see, like exactly when we had that,
580.
yeah, 580.91. Exactly when we had the massive drop, I drew the level from that time. Okay, before it was here, I just brought it down to adjust, okay, a little bit. And today it bounced exactly from there. Okay, because the markets have memories, right? Okay, so if this one gives away, then it doesn't look that rosy for us. Okay, you are looking at a pretty deep down, right down here. Does it make sense, Hal, for you?
Yeah. You said 580.30?
No, 580.91.
580.91.
Exactly, 580.91. Okay, because if this gives away, you have a huge gap to fill. Okay, this is literally like a nightmare. We'll again see like today was what? It recovered pretty well, but one time during the day, SPY went down by almost 1%. Okay, SPY going down by 1% or more is like a penny stock going down by 20-25% like that, honestly, in a day. So these days, literally, I feel like sometimes SPY literally behaves like a penny stock. It's becoming very difficult to trade because like you don't have a set trend or something. So I'm taking size pretty less just to make sure that I don't get caught to the wrong side. So what all it did today is if you look at the daily chart, it went up to the 9 EMA, tested it from the overnight levels, and then straight flushed down to this level, and then tried to reclaim back this the next level, which basically we had from before as well from here. Now, if this level gives a okay stays tomorrow, we might see upside. If you're asking me, tomorrow for me, reclaiming that 585 is very crucial. If it does not, we're just looking at more downside here.
Order filled. Order filled.
Does it make sense? For the upside, I need a clean break of above. I need candles to start closing above 585. Okay, 585 at least on a 5 minute or a 15-minute time frame. Before that, I don't think this thing has upside.
That little thing.
Sorry, what was that? And for the downside,
Lift that.
was it a
No,
question? Sorry.
It should have came in. It was used.
Richard, now you have a background noise. I need to mute you as well. Okay, thank you. Now, for the upside, I'm looking only at 585 up levels. Okay, I need this candle to be taken out, to be more precise. Okay, I need this candle to be taken out, this level to be taken out tomorrow for the upside. If I see start closing above this, I'm good for a long or for going for calls. But if I do see like this is being broken down again, your 584 gives away and you come close to meet 583s, we are again going to test this. Okay, and a third time banging on the same thing, your wall might completely give away for a flush. Make sense? Okay, so that's my take on SPY for tomorrow. But overnight, a lot of things can change. But this is how we look at it right now. Okay, so who goes for the next questions? Tell me. Hal, if you have more, you can ask, or the floor is open. Anyone else can
Yeah,
answer.
let me ask one more about Tesla. I mean, SPY while it's pulled up.
Mm-hmm.
So you said that you won't look for calls until when?
Right here, brother. I want this to be taken out. This level to be taken
And
out.
what is that? Is that
585,
384.03?
585.3. Let's say 585.3.
Hold on, let me see. Five.
You see this candle
I'm trying-
where after the downtrend up to where we peaked today and then basically we died again? Right here, bro.
Oh yeah, okay.
Okay. Right
584.
here.
I have 584.79.
Yeah. Why this is so important? Because you see, this was like a temporary support here. Okay, so right now this has turned into a resistance right from here. You see the line?
Mm.
Okay, so I need that to be taken out. Before that, I don't see any point of going for calls on SPY. I need clean breaks during market hours, not like pre-market it jumps up, everybody is hyped up, they jump in and a massive flush. Okay, market opens after 15 to 30 minutes. If we see like SPY starts closing above here, I would like it for calls. Otherwise, no. Otherwise, it's a fake pop. Just short it or go for
And
puts.
what is that? Is that 584.79, Moyne?
No, mine is 85.46. Sorry, 85.30 to 40, you can say. Okay. I will
Five
say,
what?
let me just make it easier for you.
I can't see that. Let me get up here.
No worries. I'll make it easier for you. What I'm looking at exactly like this level. Okay. I need SPY to move into this area, which starts from 585.21. Like if you see, sorry, 585.20 to 585.37. Okay. I basically need SPY to start closing up in this area and breaking above. If it does, it comes back here and starts closing above, only then I'll be interested for going for calls.
And
Okay.
that's 585. Okay.
Yeah. I'll put it up again for you in the screen if it helps.
I
These are the
got
two
you.
areas, 85.20 and 85.37. Okay, before that, literally I don't see any point like going for calls on this. And for a breakdown, very similarly, because we are trading this for a very short period of time, right? So for tomorrow, so basically if we can look into these levels, that is good for us for now. Okay, and for a breakdown, you start coming down here, mid 583s to low 583s. Again, you're looking at downside, my friend.
Order filled.
Make sense? Okay. So any more queries on SPY from Hal, you, or anyone else? If not, let's move on then. Close this. Let me close this. Let me get my SPY chart back in order. All right. What do you guys want me to cover next? Tell me. Or if anyone else has any question, feel free to ask. This is your
Tesla.
time. Tesla? Let's do Tesla.
Yes, sir.
Massive flush today, yeah? It's a huge, huge flush. Again, exactly the same thing that I mentioned. See my levels, why they work on both sides. You broke through cleanly right at market open. And after that, the level which was supposedly for support, because you broke this down, now this has become your resistance. And exactly from there, if you took the trade on the failure of the resistance to break above, okay, so you went up, tried to test the resistance, failed miserably, closed above below your EMAs. This is all the confirmation that you need to trade. If you took a put here, this would have paid you pretty massively, correct? Again, if you missed the first ride on the daily level that is there on Tesla, if you again took it on the failed
Order
break of
filled.
this, again you would have made money. Okay, this is exactly what, if you guys remember, I think it was last week Joyrider put it up. Okay, he made it super simple. Okay, that this is basically you're playing on the break and retest. If the break is well, that means like you will start closing above, the second candle will come back, retest it, start going back up. That is your confirmation of the break. Failure of the break, first candle comes near, second candle is not able to break it and starts closing more down. That is confirmation that the retest has failed miserably. Okay, so this is a perfect retest failure. This is a perfect retest failure. Okay, if you take the trade on the side, that is on the right side of the trade, okay, which is basically here going for puts, you're on a perfect bang here. Make sense? Now, what happens to it for tomorrow and the days after? Let's have a look. This is my fabulous Tesla chart. Without any levels and anything, what do you guys see? Hal, you asked the question, so I'll be picking up on you. You tell me what you see.
I can barely see the chart. Let me see.
What are you looking at? In your phone?
No, I'm trying to look at yours, but okay. So what I see is the 5 minute chart.
It's a daily chart.
I see that.
It's a daily, Hal.
I'll go to daily chart.
Yep,
Okay, let me go to the daily right quick.
yep. I'll hide the drawings and everything for you. If you want, I'll hide the EMAs also for you. What is very obvious to you on this chart?
Let me see. What's very obvious to me on the chart.
Yep. What is screaming out to you literally here?
What's screaming out to me is have heavy support around 379.
Okay. What
We're in a
else?
downward trend.
What type
We're in
of
a
a
downward
downward trend?
trend.
Light downward trend, medium downward, big downward.
It looks like it's got a gap down, doesn't it?
Sideways.
Hell, this chart is screaming at you. It is telling you, hey, I'm dying.
Yeah, it's falling.
Yep, it is
Is that a
screaming at
gap
you.
down?
Yep, today we had a gap down right here.
Yeah.
Okay, this is literally screaming at you, okay, that I am quite dead for now. I need a okay, I'm going down.
I
Now,
see a double top too.
it's not a equal. You have one here and one here. It's not really a double top. Both needs to be at the same
Okay.
place. Okay, it's not exactly a double top, I'll say it. So coming here, the only logical place that you see for Tesla, okay, is right a retest of your 360s to 350s. Before that, it would be literally suicidal. Okay, two things can happen here, hypothetically. Okay, one is the way you are coming down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? It is on a pretty relentless downtrend. Okay, I love the company. Trust me, this is on my long term hold. Not right now. Okay, I literally got out of everything that I had. But this is, again, if it comes down, I will load up again. Now, from where? I still don't know because it is not telling me where it's going to stop, right? It can keep on coming down all the way down to 325 or 300. I really don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. Okay. One of the ways that I basically
Order
judge a
filled.
trade is that when something is came down pretty heavily and then it starts bouncing up back up, that is the time I love to get in. Like right over here. This thing went up, came down, started showing green candles. This is be my typical entry on this trade. Same here. This thing keeps on coming down on the daily. I want Tesla to hold for a longer period of time, right? So time is on my side. I'm not in a rush that I have to day trade it or anything when I'm buying the actual stock. So for that, this is just coming down more and more and more.
Order filled.
What would I want to do? I would literally want it to stop at some point and start showing signs of recovery. The moment it starts showing signs of recovery, that is the time basically you decide whether you want to go in or not. Okay, right now this is on a very heavy downtrend. And I think my buddy here, Ali, is literally very happy with himself because he got out of it with a very small loss. Ali, you can unmute the mic and talk to us as well. Okay, like we were just talking about it yesterday.
Yeah,
So,
that's true. I was happy I got out of it.
exactly, because he just took a $10 loss. Okay, I think if I remember correctly, you went in at 460 and you cut it quickly at 450 when you started seeing the downtrend, right, Ali?
Yeah, that's correct.
Exactly. And if you are holding this with the hope that this will come back, you would have literally messed yourself more. You would be already taking like almost like a 25% hit or a 20% hit. That definitely you don't want. Okay. So you definitely don't want to buy something just because it's heavily down. You don't know. It may come down way down more. Okay. Especially for people like me in the zone who come from a background of trading penny stocks. I mean, just because something is at a discount doesn't mean it's not going to go down. Okay. It can go down heavily, trust me. And Tesla really does not care for the market. This is one stock that I am yet to figure out how this relates to the overall direction of the market. So it literally seems to have a mind of its own. The whole market might keep on going up, okay, but this thing might be coming down, and vice versa. The whole market is down, this might be going up. So that's there. I don't think it's a reaction of the explosion because that is very unlikely that only one Cybertruck exploding for whatever reason that will bring down the whole thing. It is very, very unlikely. What I think is it's being profit taking is being done very heavily here. So for the shorter term, I feel like this thing will push down a bit more up to this level at least. And coming here, this will be more like a psychological level up to 350s. So once we touch that, we may see a uptrend, either one. Or the other is, you know, my favorite concept, fair value gaps. I love them. You just opened up a very nice fair value gap over here. And if we basically go onto a shorter time frame, literally you don't have any long trade on this. Even if you're day trading this, you definitely want to see a reclaim of around these levels. Typically, I will say if I'm giving out the levels right now, that would be a reclaim of 385 to the upside. And downside is a break of 376 if you want to trade it for tomorrow. But a lot may change between now to tomorrow. Okay, so that's what we are looking at. Upside break, I need to take out this. Keeping it, sorry, not this. I need to take out this. Keeping it super simple. Okay, I see this being taken out. I see this daily level being reclaimed. I'm good to go. What's my target? A move back into the fair value gap. And the way you treat a fair value gap is if you move back close to a fair value gap, but you cannot break the lower end of the fair value gap, that means you're going back down. Okay, you just weak into this, you're going back down if you reject. This fair value gap will literally act like now a supply zone. So you might come up to here and start rejecting. If it starts rejecting, you're going back down. If not, if you start going back into the gap, typically with fair value gaps, the bigger the gap is, the more chances are it will be filled at least to the half of the gap or 50% of the gap. So this entire place that you have, roughly imagine like what would be a half. You have 393 on the downside and 402 on the upside, or 403, let's say. So that's like a 10 point, right? A $10. So roughly about 398, where this line is, that most probably would be somewhere around your 50%. So that's where I'm looking at if we reclaim this to go up to there. And if you reclaim this, you'll be naturally tapping the top end of it. But if you reject from here, or if you reject after the midway, you will basically retest the bottom and then start making a way down if you fall out of the box. That's how you trade fair value gaps as well. Does it make sense? Or did just what I said fly over everyone's head? I made it too complicated.
A little bit.
No, it makes sense, Moen.
Okay. Shannon, you were
Say
saying
it
That
again,
something?
was
Moin.
yeah, that was a good I'm glad you explained that fair
Order
value
filled.
gap like that. You know, to where if you don't break it or if you start going into it, it start rejecting you.
Yep, exactly. Because the market makers are after your
Say it one more
liquidity.
time for me, Moin.
Sure, I'll do
Order
that.
filled.
Okay, I'll do that. Okay. Fair value gap, the whole concept of fair value gap comes from where, guys? Okay. The whole concept of fair value gap comes from, see, the market loves liquidity, right? When this thing
Mm-hmm.
gapped down so hard, there were a lot of orders that were left there from people. After this started gapping down, a lot of people put in orders. Okay, roughly here on the daily, if I'm looking at it. The larger time frame you draw a fair value gap from, the more stronger it is. Okay, so if I'm looking here on the daily, you opened a very clean fair value gap here, and it's a pretty large gap, right? This is not a penny stock, guys, that this thing will go up and down 20%, 25% in the blink of an eye, or 50% in the blink of an eye. This is Tesla. Okay, so this is a pretty decent gap here. Now I have my gap. After I have my gap, what I'll do, I'll go on to a smaller time frame and see where my gap plots out. This is where my gap is plotting out. So right here, what am I looking at? For the upside on this thing to go up, I want basically a reclaim of this level. More specifically, I want these candles to be taken out. If I can take this out, this is my first indication. This has legs. It might go up. Up to where? The next level is right here, which is very close to the lower level of your fair value gap. Treat the fair value gap right now as your supply zone. Okay. Now, if this thing basically starts moving up, I'll entertain you guys with my terrible drawing. Thank God my children are not here, otherwise both of them will laugh at me. So let's say we have candle closes. Man, my drawing is terrible. I'll rather use the rectangle. Just imagine that this is a candle, all right? I have a candle close here, one candle. I have another candle which basically close like this. So this is telling me that this level is reclaimed and I have taken out these candles, right? Because I'm almost closing above them. Make sense? This is what I wanted to show you guys. If this happens, what am I looking at next? I'm looking for this thing to go up, but I need to have a plan. You cannot trade without a plan. So my next level, what I'll be looking at is literally right up the top of this candle to the bottom of the fair value gap I drew. So literally, this is what I'm looking at, going all the way up to here. Now, once you go up to here, we can have slight movements like this. But if you see that we are unable to break through in this box, this is a potential outcome. Okay, you are coming down. Make sense?
Yep.
Okay. Second scenario. I start using the bottom of the box as my support now. Do you see? I went inside the box and I'm not getting out. Here,
Mm-hmm.
because this fair value gap is pretty large, you can be sure if this starts happening, we will go at least around 50% of this box. Okay. Now this box, if I look at the coordinates, is roughly from 393 to 403, correct? That's like a $10. So 50% would be a $5 move, correct? So
Mm-hmm.
I would be literally looking at 50% means somewhere around 398. I would be literally looking at, if this starts happening, the next move to test up to here. Okay, if I have multiple contracts, I'll literally start scaling here. From here, again, we can have two scenarios.
Mm.
Scenario number one, makes sense? Up to here, or uses
Mm-hmm.
this as a support, tries to go back up again. But if you break below out of the box, you're literally coming down because you grabbed all the liquidity that's here. Okay. And the other scenario that would be, my drawing has improved actually. You go here, you start making a way back. You see, like it's not breaking below the 50%. That literally tells you this is the potential. At least the top
Copy
of the
that.
box. Make sense?
Yep.
Yeah.
And if you
So no-
start breaking this, that is it.
okay.
Does it make sense? Give some credit for my artwork, guys. It's so terrible looking. But were you guys able to grasp the concept, like how to treat a fair value gap?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. If you did,
Absolutely.
yeah, if you did, then my
Jennifer
drawing
Dollar
is good.
Focused said yes, thank you.
Okay,
I
then
got a
my drawing
question.
is good. Yeah, tell me.
So no matter what, is it safe to say that gap is going to fill?
That actually is part of your lesson plan now that you're working with me. Gaps are most likely to fill. Okay, most likely.
Oh,
Someday or other, Tesla will go back to these levels. When it goes back to these levels, the market will remember there's a huge liquidity you left here, right? The market will come after that liquidity. So naturally, it will pull it like a magnet.
so,
Makes
so
sense?
because you're on the daily,
Yeah.
you showed that gap on the daily chart.
Mhm.
Is that like a whole 24-hour gap?
That is, no, the daily candles are formed between the regular hours, Ali, like from 9:30 to 4 p.m. Okay, if I
Okay.
change this to a 1 hour chart, most probably you won't have that gap anymore. You don't have a gap. See?
Yeah.
Then basically your gap is
Okay.
actually the gap that gapped up, but this is invalidated because you came down very, very strongly to close this.
Okay.
Okay, just remember, just like we have memories, bro, the market has memories. It never forgets anything. The reason it never forgets anything is most of the trading is done by algorithms, not by people like you and me. Okay, sometimes I cannot even remember what I had for breakfast. This is the truth these days. Okay, I don't know how many of you are in your 40s like me, but I think like my memory is terrible these days. Okay, sometimes I have to wonder like what flavor of cornflakes did I have today? But the market is traded by algorithms. They simply don't forget once you program it that there was a gap, price comes near that gap, I have to grab the liquidity from there. Okay, so naturally it will start pushing towards it, and we the retail traders will do rest of the work for them. Make sense? Okay, so that is basically how you look at the gaps and you treat the gaps and you take them out. All right, time for one last question. Or while you guys think of it, just give me a minute. I need to just go and start prepping dinner for my kids. Okay, just give me 1 minute. I'll come back.
Okay. Thanks.
Did he already cover SPY, you guys? Is anybody able to tell me if he already talked about SPY before Tesla?
Yeah, I think he covered SPY on the first thing.
Jones said I
Okay,
think
thank
he
you.
did.
You're welcome.
He hasn't gone over NVIDIA yet, has he?
No, I think it was just Tesla and SPY.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Sorry about that.
Does
I'm back.
anybody?
Yeah. Okay. Well, you guys are having a discussion. That's marvelous. Why don't you guys go on? I'll just listen in.
Well, I just asked if you had covered SPY already, and then I was about to ask if anybody remembers what you said about SPY.
Oh, don't worry about it. I'll be posting the recordings, and I mean, like Smooth will be posting the recordings about it in just a while.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah, all the sessions are recorded. Okay, so don't worry about it. Any other
You
question,
think
Jennifer?
SPY gonna fill that gap more?
Very likely, bro.
Already, I'm waiting.
I am also
I
sitting
got
on
it wrong.
cash. I'm sitting on cash actually, totally. Okay, I want to load up my long term. Let it jump a little bit pretty heavier,
Yeah.
then we'll start loading up.
All right.
Okay, yeah. I know like people who have a long term portfolio are really suffering, but it is the market, right? You have to play as per whatever the chart gives you.
So what do you
Okay,
think about Tesla leaps?
Tesla
Order
what? I'm
filled.
sorry, I didn't get you. Sorry.
Uh, leaps.
I wouldn't be very good at that, Richard. Okay, cause my experience on options is pretty limited. Okay, what I'll say
Got
is
it.
just shoot the question to Smooth in the options room. He will definitely get back
Okay.
to you.
Roger that. Thank you, my friend.
Tag either him or James. Okay, you guys know, right?
Okay.
James is here with us as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so tag the question to either Smooth or James. Let them give you a more valid opinion than what I can give.
No problem.
Okay.
Hey, Mohit,
Yeah, go on.
can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
One question actually. It's about. Sorry, I joined late. I thought actually it's 8 p.m. today, but I joined really late.
You mixed up the
Uh,
times.
the new
Okay, I'll do another at 8 in
I
Alpha's
missed the
place. Yeah.
times. Yeah.
All right. Tell me.
Yeah. Hey, the challenge, the small account challenge we started.
Yes,
That is
please
pretty
don't
good.
remind me about it. My first play basically missed for 1 cent and then went literally
No,
parabolic in minutes.
it's not the reason what I'm asking is when you posted the Expon 340, if the level holds.
Yeah.
Like I understand about the breakout. The breakout is if the candle closes above that price. But what this
Mm-hmm.
level holds means like is that a
I'll show
price
you.
we buy? Like what does it mean exactly?
Let's look at it, right? How do I interpret it typically? So this is our Expon chart, right? I think my level was 340.
40. Yes.
Yeah, sorry, wrong indicator. First question you should ask me is where did I get that 340 from? Pretty precisely, right?
That's that's a question. And then what does it mean hold? Because when you give an alert that the price was about 380 or so
Mm-hmm.
at the time.
Exactly. So where did I get my 340 from, right?
Yes.
Again,
Yes.
keep things super simple, all right? When I gave the alert at that time, I was looking at it. All I'm looking at, this thing is basically gone up pretty heavily, right?
Yeah. This is 15 minutes chart. Yeah.
Wait, I think I need to draw my Expon chart again. For some reason, that chart simply didn't get saved. Let's start right from there.
Okay. Order filled.
I don't know, I gotta fix my speakers for some reason. It's very loud, right? On my futures platform whenever it's saying order field. I noticed it. It's literally like screaming at me, orders are filled. All right, now we got the chart pretty much up and running. Okay. So this thing basically started jumping right back up, right? My 340 level, which I was literally looking up and which played out in the first minute of the trade, was super simple. Okay, all I was looking at the 5 minute EMAs. Okay, I did a rough projection like where, if this thing at the pace that it's going, where the 20 EMA on the 5 minute can go. Number one. Given that, I was literally looking like the first candle it went up, the second candle when it pushed back down, up to how far back this came down. So do you see like this level?
Yeah. 340.
This is how I came up with my 340. Okay, I was pretty accurate about it, but it missed me literally by 1 cent. Now, if I'm going back on the 1 minute chart on this, and the price levels I gave were also very simplistic. Okay, first one was I think 360, which was basically the lower end of this as well as this line. That was your first one. Second one came
Mhm.
exactly 375. You saw where I brought it up from, right? And if it tests this, your pre-market, you
Yeah.
had a level up to here, so that was a $4. Now you got my price targets, correct? And my stop limit
Yeah.
was very simply put. Okay, if I went in at 340, I was literally the second at 320, this was right here. You see?
Yeah.
This came from here.
Yeah.
And the stop on 290, this is literally this. Okay, that's how I come up with my levels typically. I keep it super simple, trust me. Exactly at my level of
Mhm.
intelligence, nothing more. Okay, now this thing basically starts coming down. What would be your ideal retest? 340, I don't have even a touch. Okay, it's straight away moved up. So this is not really a retest. Okay, it's a straight bounce. Came
Yeah.
here, came on this candle. If I was scalping it, I could have jumped in on this candle. That's it. A perfect
Uh-huh.
retest would have been, again, I'll entertain you with my favorite drawings. Comes up, comes down, goes back up, stays
Yeah.
up, and moves up. This is your
Okay.
perfect retest, the level held.
Okay. So say level holds means that it basically a double bottom, basically, right? Kind of. Right?
Bottoms up and
340.
bottoms and goes back up.
Yeah. And retest it again or just bottoms and go back up.
Bottoms and goes back up. That's a retest. Okay, you came up
Okay.
back to the same level,
Okay.
tested it,
Mhm.
okay, and the bus left. Make sense?
Okay. Okay. So in future holds means that okay, that the price kind of comes at that, touched it, and just goes up from that level.
Yep,
In future,
exactly.
that your like our understanding would be on that one. Okay.
Exactly. Or it may even be like this. Comes down, 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 down,
Yeah, double
down,
bottom or something. Yeah,
and
yeah.
then starts reclaiming it. When it reclaims, goes back up, comes slightly down, and then continues the path. Okay,
Okay.
that also is like a perfect reclaim of the level. These terms are used
Mhm.
interchangeably, Jimmy, like retest, reclaim, because these are very, very similar, you see?
Yep.
Okay, so that
Okay.
is there. This is pretty interesting. I'll just end the call here showing you guys this, and then I'll wrap up. Look right now what happened. Market open. This thing is just keeping on going up, right? But you see there is no real movement in SPY or QQQ actually. And this is literally pumping up. Any idea why this is being pumped up right now? NQ is QQQ futures. Take a dig. Anyone. You're not going to lose money. I'm trading. I may lose it, but you can't lose. What do you think? We are having such a nice run up in the after hours on QQQ, or let's say on SPY. What's your thinking? Tell me. What's the logic you think like this thing is moving back up?
Is that just retail traders mowing?
It is, and the market makers in Asia, they are giving people a slight false hope because Asia starts opening up in 30 minutes.
Mhm.
Okay, so futures is traded 23 hours a day, right? Just like Forex. So Asian traders who are basically getting ready to start their day, they are seeing like, okay, this thing is literally getting back up, getting back up. So they're having the hopes, just like we have it right around 9 a.m. we see like a movement in the market and it exactly bounces the opposite most of the days at open. This is the Asian market playing out the same thing. And if it does not sustain, we'll most probably go up to here. Another 8 to 10 points, most probably will go up to here before we see any rejection. So they will bounce it up to here, I'm pretty sure, till 8 p.m., 8:15. Then you will see a complete reversing trend. Because always remember, the market maker has to do exactly opposite of what you and me were thinking. Because if he does exactly what we are thinking, my money will stay in my pocket. My money will not go to that guy's pocket. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
That's there. Okay. So just because something is going up or going down, don't get swayed by it. Think of the other considerations. Sometimes the macro factors also play a big deal, right? Over here, what's my macro? My macro is Asian markets are opening. What might be the reaction to it? So literally right now, if you're looking to trade for the next 30 minutes, you can continue to trade on the upside. Just before 8 p.m. or just after 8 p.m., you will see a pullback. Watch it, watch the chart, okay, later, and most probably my logic will work out. Most probably. Okay, again, trading is a game of probabilities. It may or may not work out. So that's there. Now I need quick feedback from you guys. Okay. Are you okay with the format that I gave the alert for the small account challenge? Was it clear enough? Do you guys want something more? Give me your honest feedback. So I take the silence as golden, that all of you guys understood what I wanted to say when I put that post out. And I'll continue to do the
The
same
format
That
thing.
was the
Yep.
Dexter said, can we check PLTR? I'm in an options contract.
point. There was really only one, and like there was a bit. It's clear now for me. But
Okay.
so it's, I guess it's a alert coming. If there's a confusion, we can ask a question.
Absolutely. All right. We are just starting it. Feel free to give the feedback. Okay. We're very, very open to feedback because unless you guys give feedback to us, we really can't move ahead. Okay. And this is the last chart I'm going to do. Then I have to drop. Apparently, my son, I have a 6-year-old who's a brat completely. He's eating candies because he's telling like he's super hungry. Okay. And I'm not giving him dinner. So that's his excuse for eating candies now.
Take care of your son.
Oh,
Go
trust
take
me.
care of your son, man.
Trust me, trust me. Okay, dinner has to be ready, man. My French fries has to be ready, right? Before we start eating. Okay. But he's using this just as an excuse because he knows like I cannot do anything right now. So he's using this as an excuse to keep on eating candies. So this is the PLTR chart, Dexter, that I'm looking at. Would you mind getting on the mic and telling us exactly like what you're doing with this? What's your strike and expiry?
Who did you call?
I'm waiting for Dexter to type in. I think he's typing in probably. Or you can get on the mic as well.
Oh,
Whatever you're good with. You still have a 5-point move here, Richard, on ES from here. Dexter, we're waiting for you, bro. What type of contract do you have? Calls or puts? And like what price strike and expiry? For me, the uptrend on PL
Dexter
tier is
said, my
still not
contract
broken.
expires the 17th.
Okay, it's a call or it's a put. And what's your strike? This is
Dexter said, I'm in a 84 call.
try getting out of it at break even. because this has started to show signs of weakness. It's still clinging on. Okay, your trend is not yet over because on the daily, your 20 EMA is not being broken. You have not taken out that $72 level, but it's starting to show signs of weakness and it's pretty heavy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? You are not seeing any recovery. If we start flushing below your 20 EMA, I mean closing below your 20 EMA on a larger time frame, better to take that hit and get out straight. If not, if you have multiple contracts, try to take most of them out at break even. Keep one or two runner with the hope of getting something back. But it does not really look very rosy. But the good thing is you have time on your side. So I don't know exactly when you entered. If you entered at the peak here, you're in trouble, my friend. If you entered somewhere around here and you're waiting out, theta is killing you a bit, but still you should be good for it.
Dexter said I entered at the dip today.
Then you're good. If you did it, then you are good. As long as the 20 EMA holds, this will basically try to make a move at least back up to this level. Okay, this level is just a little bit above your 9 EMA and the 77 that we basically tested as a resistance previously. Then you're good. Okay, but if this starts closing below your 20 EMA, bite the bullet, cut the trade. There will be other trades to come. You'll get your money back. Make sense? Okay. Any other questions? DM me. I gotta run now. Okay, and thanks once again for joining.
Dexter said okay, thanks, you.
Thanks, good night.